confidence levels among South Africans is waning as financial stress ticks up, with 7 out of 10 people surveyed in a new report saying they're struggling as higher prices put pressure on their earnings. Although employed South Africans continue to show resilience as they face the macro-financial challenges in the country, 45% are considerably financially stressed. That's according to an Old Mutual Savings and Investment Monitor study. For more on these findings, we're joined by Vuyokazi Mabude, the Head of Knowledge and Insights at Old Mutual. Vuyokazi, when the South African Reserve Bank paused on rates last week, many would call it a reprieve. But I'm sure when you go into South African homes, some will tell you they're stressed.
Absolutely. So as you mentioned, 45% are highly stressed. Many of those are looking to debt to try to make ends meet, taking personal loans. We're seeing store cards and accounts ticking up. So absolutely, I think although it can be seen as a reprieve, the struggle and the issues that South Africans have faced from a cost of living and financial wellness perspective is severe.
This Old Mutual study reflects the views of just over 1,500 employed South Africans with personal monthly incomes ranging from 8,000 rand to about 100,000 rand. What does it show about the financial distress in the country, even among those who have jobs?
Absolutely. So what we're seeing, and I think, you spoke to it. So I think from a financial confidence perspective, when it comes to what they think will happen with the economy and the South African financial situation, we are seeing the lowest levels ever in terms of confidence. We are seeing very high stress in terms of financial stress. People are starting to look to debt, even from a perspective of covering expenses related to load shedding. People are looking at debt even for those kind of things. And also one of the things I think that I would highlight there is just the increase in the incidence of single mothers. So 15% of working South Africans now are single mothers, many of whom do not receive financial support and therefore are more indebted, more financially stressed, and also saving less. So we are definitely seeing the pressure from an employed South African perspective.
And 70% of respondents say they've not seen any improvement in their income since 2020, with about 45% remaining considerably financially distressed. I mean, when you look at the earnings of South Africans compared to the inflation rate that's gone up over the past year, how tough is the challenge there?
Absolutely. So what that means is that in real terms, people actually have less money in their pocket, because as the prices of things have gone up, their income hasn't shifted. And so you actually have less to spend, less to save, less to, service debts, etc. So there really is a compound effect when you start to look at income security and the challenges around the income security. And that is actually the number one priority for most working South Africans is, how do I secure my income? And we're starting to see things like polyjobbers, which is essentially people with a side hustle or multiple income streams. That is now the norm. So 50% of working South Africans are polyjobbers. So these are people who are not only looking to ways to save and, stretch the rand.
Yeah.
They are actually also trying to get more income streams in order.
All right, we seem to have been having difficulties there. Vuyokazi, I don't know if you can still hear me, but I want to ask the question around workers that can't find that extra job and can't be a polyjobber and find another stream of income. Are they maybe relying on debt to get to the end of the month?
Absolutely. So the reliance on debt is probably one of Mutual Savings and Investments Monitor. When we look at statistics like the people taking a personal loan in the past year, that is 34%, now, which is double what it was even at pandemic levels. So you really, really are seeing borrowing from family and friends, not just, financial, taking loans from financial institutions, but also from an informal perspective as well. And are either struggling to service them. So many people, even with home loans, for example, one in struggling to pay back their home loans and to meet the requirements of their home loan repayments. 1 in 4 have already started to make arrangements with financial institutions regarding their debt. So really, it is something to be concerned about, the indebtedness and the increase in indebtedness.
Some tough numbers there for South African consumers. That was Vuyokazi Mabude, the head of knowledge and insights at Old Mutual.